Welcome back to a very financially sound episode of Careful Boys. Today we have the Outcasts with us.
Wow.
Here's the question. At some point, like, what's a time that you thought you were ballin', but you were actually still poor? You know, like where it was like maybe one of the first times that you bought something expensive and you really believed that, like, oh damn, this is kind of, I got money. But then in the grand scale of things, you really don't.
Oh, I got you right here.
Let's go.
Please tell us.
Dietrich's uncle helps me to buy a car, right?
Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
But the thing is, he's up in like near San Jose or something like that.
Yeah, like Elk Grove.
Exactly. So I'm like, yo, I gotta get a discount on this Jeep, right? So I fly up there in order to drive back down.
Black Jeep you got?
Black Jeep, yeah.
Okay.
It's first car I bought like just over 10 years ago type thing.
Yeah.
So I fly up there and then I meet with him. He sends me over to his guy over at like Jeep, blah, 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 right? And this other salesperson there too. This is when I was like smoking weed and all that. After I buy this Jeep, he's also like, yo, like, you smoke or whatever? And I'm like, wait, what? Yeah. Right? And then he goes and he gets me a small nug. Yeah. And he even gives me one of those like one-time use disposable like bowls and whatnot. It's a rainy day. I just remember it vividly. Maybe it's because I was high. But anyways, I smoke in the car. I get lit, and this is my first big boy purchase ever, right? So like being high, the only reason why I give that detail is because you gotta understand like everything's elevated, emotions as well. Yeah. And I start driving away, and I realize that like I finally bought a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Okay, yeah.
And I literally...
What's the total of that at the time? Like, what does that cost?
Well, at the time, I maybe put like $7,500 down,
okay.
Which is like, that's crazy. Yeah. And it's like a $55,000 car in terms of like that, like trim package and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember like partying by myself. I like blasted the music.
Aww.
And you know when you get your like euphoric, hysterical kind of like, yeah, like you vibing out?
Yeah.
I was like vibing out.
That's tight.
And celebrating.
No, that's great.
And the funny thing now is like, it's just a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
But when did you get the feeling of, oh, you wanted that ballin'?
No, that's dope.
Well,
Was it like...
it was also later that year that I thought, this was the, you know how I told you the story a long time ago, that I thought that this was my best financial year ever. But the thing is, I didn't really know how to do things with my tax and all that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I remember saving like, X amount of cash. I probably like saved like 50 grand in cash that year. And I thought to myself like, I got a car and I got some monies. But I didn't know how to fucking do anything tax wise. And then I had to pay $34,000 in taxes that year. And so all my dreams, everything that I had plans for, I was like, I'm moving up in the world. Now I'm like back. I pulled that money up, right back out of my savings, paid it off, and I was so pissed. You know what my first thing to do is, because I had no control. I was so angry. I was like, I'm gonna pirate some movies right now. I'm not.
Fuck yeah.
That's right. The man.
I'm not paying for this entertainment.
What sucks is like you could have your best financial offensive year, but if you don't have your best financial defensive year, you could end in a net negative, and that's something no one fucking tells you at all. Yeah, you're like, oh, I crushed it this year, and you're like, oh wait, how much is the taxes or whatever, or
For
this, and then
real.
you're like, what the fuck?
That's the ultimate wake-up call, is when you have to get your tax bill, and then you're like, oh, dude, I fucked up. I didn't save enough money.
But that was the most expensive lesson that I'm like most grateful for in a sense. Like that made me like obsessively psycho about learning about like tax code and random shit that I always thought was such a bore.
Oh shit.
You guys are good finances.
Girl, get some tips on that. Oh my god, I don't have taxes.
What?
So when we got here, like afterwards, like you're getting 30% of my paycheck. Like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
That's a lot.
You're gonna love
Fuck
when you
yeah,
find
the
out.
third of it.
Yeah.
And honestly, the biggest thing or like mentality shift for me was realizing that it's a game, right? And like
You need to know.
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
is forced to play. We're all on the board game, and like the people who are winning that game, they're just playing with cheat codes. It's not cheating. Like the game developer put in cheat codes, and if you're down to discover what they are, then you're just playing a more different game. Like I'm like, oh shit, there's just cheat codes for everything.
Yeah.
Like the medical bill.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's an actual
It's not
game.
manual, but it's possible.
You
Yeah.
want to hear something that might blow your brains, but good thing you don't live in California, so you don't have to worry. But like in California, like the highest tax bracket, it's 13% for your income tax. That means you're working from January until March just to pay that tax. So your January and February, call it working for free if you want to.
Fucking great, huh? I love it. I love California.
He loves it. Fucking loves it, dude.
This is my best year yet. I'm just working for free. January to March.
Q1 is for California, baby.
I never thought of it that way. Oh, cool.
That's tough, dude.
That's tough, right? You're like, oh,
And the crazy thing is, if you really think January to March is like for California, it's like April is also where you pay your taxes.
Not if you get an extension.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's totally us. Like after our like Cantonese course sales and stuff, and we're like, oh shoot, taxes.
What we're dealing with now.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, it's so stressed out because I'm like,
Scary.
it does get easier, and then once you understand the game,
Yeah,
it's
it
more.
is our first year dealing with
Yeah.
taxes, so.
just gotta bite our tongue.
Dude, you know what's really funny? And I always remember this is like so stupid. So in 2009, when I bought that DeLorean, so one of my dreams was to have the Back to the Future car, and it popped up, and I got it really cheap. I got it for like $15,000, like straight up. That was probably half the money I had.
Yeah.
50%.
That was like half all of my money.
Hey, you a gangster, dog.
Why is that gangster?
Half your money
That's what I mean.
for DeLorean? That's some like
smart.
G shit.
But then it didn't equate, like I was still at the time where I thought that was a lot of money already.
But it was also your dream car, so you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, but like that's literally one half of my total everything money. I didn't have any stocks or nothing. Like I was so young. I was just like, dude,
So young.
whatever, cool, let's do it. But it didn't cause me any hardships. But it just, I didn't realize it until like later that year that I was like, that was not smart because I gotta pay to fix this thing now. So there'd be like some months where it was just sitting there because I just couldn't afford to fix it because I had to like live life. And I'm like, well, I guess I have it at least.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was such a waste for a little. So it took about, I would say maybe 9 years until that car was like perfect, because I fixed it up so slowly.
9 years?
Was there joy in the journey?
What's that? No, it's the friends we made along the way. Yeah. But I think the funny thing, that's why it fits me so well about the thinking you're balling, because like people thought I was balling too because they don't know how cheap I got it. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, like, it doesn't run. And it's just sitting there. I'm like, yeah, you know. I got 50K. It's pretty good. You know, but it's like, it's just sitting there in my apartment. And I was like, damn, I gotta like rethink finances now. Yeah, but all that time that like kids or whatever was like, oh, I want to be like that. It's like, nah, I don't think you do, man. I don't think your dad would do this.
I think mine was, it was like a bunch of little things added together. This might have been like 2014 or 2013. But I was living in downtown LA at the time, in one of the high rises.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, before like me and Jill settle down, I want to live like in the city, and then kind of have a feel of city life. And the place I were living at was pretty expensive. It was like $6,000 a month.
Yeah.
And
This is crazy.
yeah, it was really expensive. And at that time, I think I was only dealing with numbers and absolutes, like this is the amount of money. I never thought of money in terms of the rate of money coming in and the rate of it going out.
Yeah.
So it was just like if you looked in your bank account and you had a good amount of money, you're just like, oh, that feels safe.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You just look at that, right? Like if you had like 200 G's or whatever.
Or you just don't look.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, that feels safe.
Oh, you check.
But then that year, I think I started to like, I don't know what caused me to, but I was like at that apartment, and then we have like a automatic deposit, and then I just set an automatic deposit and it would just take like 6 G's out every month. And then I remember going like, wait, 6 G's, fucking 12 months, that's 70 G's a year. Oh, 70 G's a year? Just fucking going out. And so that started having all these crazy light bulbs.
The lease has been signed for so long.
Yeah, I'm like, 70 G's a year? I'm like, in 2 years, that's 140 G's. That's a fucking down payment on the house. And then I remember going like, wait, well, how much does JK pay for the office? I'm like, wait, 10, 15 G's? What the fuck? And then it was just like, things started to go into like the rate of things rather than absolute numbers.
Yeah, for real.
Put down the numbers, the money just goes.
Yeah, no,
like it's so
It's crazy. And then I'm like, yeah, it's not even about how much, because if you have $1 million, but if you spend 100 G's a month, it's only gonna last 10 months.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not even about the absolute amount of number, it's the rate. The rate of things going in and out is more important than what you actually have.
Yeah.
And that was like the first big defining year of, I think, looking at finances in that way.
Dude, that year sounded really expensive because you had the JK big office and your apartment.
We spent like 500 G's building the whole sound stage.
Oh my god, dude.
But that's when I got
I would have done it for $5K, man.
And you would have pocketed too.
And I would have embezzled too.
So that's when I got out of that place. I was like, we got to get out.
Yeah.
And then that's when we first bought our first house in Monterey Park. Like our first house. I was like, I need to get I was like, dude, 2 years and I'm gonna be spending 140 G's if that's a down
So your
payment.
lease was 2 years at that apartment?
It was 1 year.
But you were there too?
No, I only got up to maybe like 7 or 8 months. And then I got really lucky. My dog wouldn't stop barking. Meatloaf? I don't know if you ever met Meatloaf.
No, I didn't.
But whenever I leave, he'd be like, whoa, 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 like the whole fucking time. And then they're like, hey, if your dog doesn't stop barking, I think we're gonna have to kick you out. I'm like, I don't think there's anything I can do. I don't think he's gonna keep barking.
I'll just have to break the lease.
So I think we might just have to break the lease. So it was like a perfect storm.
Good job, boy. You're the T-bone steak.
It was a perfect storm.
Wow.
I got to break the lease because I couldn't get the dog to stop barking and we got out of there.
Did you do that at the studio too?
No.
Meatloaf there.
Hey, the dog's barking. I can't break it.
He won't shut up.
Yeah, and nothing you can do. Come on.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
Anyone else got any sad stories like that?
Riches to rags stories.
Well, when you think you're richest, but you're really still rags. Ultimately.
I think the first time I got business class, like I knew I was a peasant. Like the way that I act, cause I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fucking whatever packet they have on my chair, I'm taking that shit. For sure. Cause like, well, first it was a deal. I got it on a deal. It was like $3,000 round trip to Japan, Singapore Airlines.
Wow. Shit.
And then I was just like, I'm staying awake for the whole thing because I want everything. Like I want
the most out of it.
Dude, I'm getting everything, right? All the food, whatever. But as I'm acting like this like low-class peasant that's never seen anything luxury ever in his life, I'm looking around and I'm just like, they're sleeping through the hole. You don't want the skewers? Can I eat yours?
You're missing out.
Saute.
You see the slippers?
Wow.
And then I literally went just for fun. I went down to like the laying thing, and then I went back to the normal thing, and I probably did that just over and over, just so I could be like, I could sleep if I want to, but I'm gonna keep staying up, right? And I'm like, dude, this is like fucking dope. But when I saw how everyone else was acting, I felt a little shame of like, oh, I feel like the one that's kind of the trash that's here, and then like I'm just like doing everything, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, I know they weren't looking at
Probably
me.
thinking they let anyone in here now. Dude.
Yeah, right? Yeah, but I'd be feeling like that though, because I'm like, well, I could pay for it, but like, do I belong here? Like, I didn't feel like I belonged, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I loved it though, the whole time.
Well, at least you appreciated it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, you're not jaded, at least.
And also another one would be walking into luxury stores. I felt like wrong, like I don't belong there and they're gonna tell me to leave.
Laughing at you, yeah.
But I just wanted to look. Yeah. And then I actually bought something. Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? That's crazy. Like they treat you so VIP at these places. And then I'm like, wow. But then I didn't feel worthy of the customer service.
Oh.
I felt like I should have been nice to them. Because I'm like, thank you for letting me shop here, you know? Yeah. But then when you look around and see like what other people are buying and how many they buy.
Yeah. The volume when you see people with bags, like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's crazy.
I would ask a lot, like, so I went to the Omega store and I would ask like the salespeople, what is the craziest thing you've seen? and they'll be like, oh, when there's Chinese buyers, they'll be like, if they like a watch, they'll buy the whole thing.
What do you mean the whole thing?
So like, let's say there's a line of
Give me all the hours.
Variations.
like they want the whole stock,
What?
so no one else
So
can have
that it's
it.
out of stock?
Yeah, they don't
might-
just want.
They might sell it.
Yeah,
How many
maybe they
watches?
might. Yeah.
How many watches is that typically?
I don't know, man. But if they like a design, they'll be like, "How many of those designs do you have?" And then it might be a $40,000 watch or whatever. And then they'll be like, "Oh, we have like 5 in store." Okay, I'll take it.
Wow.
Just like that.
You know, in Japan, you know how like there's like chrome hearts, like
Yeah.
jewelry.
Yeah.
But you know how if you like go into all those places with chrome hearts, all the new shit is always either sold out or it's resale.
Yeah.
I asked them because I was looking for some chrome heart stuff, even though I can't afford it. And they said that when the new stuff really drops, people from China just fly to Japan, buy out everything, and resell in China. Wow. That's why it's so high in demand.
Yeah, I didn't know this whole world.
Buy up everything.
Because I was just like, dude, like to me, the way I see all the shopping is like, okay, you save up, and when it's special,
So you thought the people that were working the retail in Omega or all these stores were also rich?
No, I don't know about the salespeople, but I thought the way people shopped luxury,
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was like you save up for many years, and it's a special thing that you do.
Right.
I didn't understand that people were so rich that this is just going to the grocery store for them.
Yeah, it's like relative
So,
to you buying
yeah.
a Seiko or like a G-Shock. Yeah.
And I didn't know that there were $100,000 purses. I didn't know that there were like these numbers. I can't even like understand.
Yeah.
Like I knew there were cars that were supercars, and that I knew that, but like I just didn't know that like luxury items, clothes, whatever.
I didn't know they made blanks that cost that much. You know what I mean? Like a polo shirt with nothing on it.
Oh, like
Mark
like
Zuckerberg's black shirts.
Yeah.
How they're like thousands of dollars
Yeah.
or something.
Like it's a black shirt.
Yeah, they're not normal black shirts.
You're wearing a black shirt.
I know.
The black tee.
$40,000.
They were able to find out what specific black tee he was wearing.
what brand it
Yeah, because
was.
everyone was making fun of him that his outfit's so plain, but then they're like, no, you don't know what he's wearing. It's not a normal black tee. It's not a normal.
It's a Shockaware shirt.
And I didn't know this until my 30s.
It's
Kevlar.
Yeah, I didn't know this until my 30s.
Better be for fucking thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I just never stepped into the world of like luxury ever.
Yeah.
But when you go in and like, it's just the whole, and the crazy thing that also blew my mind is the stuff in the store are for peasants. Special
that's
shit
even crazier.
Is it's invite only.
Right.
So like LV, all these other, when they get their special edition stuff, they call directly to like the prince or the ballers and say, hey, you're a VIP customer.
Real ballers.
Yeah, I have this $200,000 wallet waiting for you.
Or they bring the rack to you, and you choose, and they leave that there.
I didn't even
And then
know.
they tell you
dude.
there's only 100 of these in the world.
Yeah, you buy by rarity.
And just all that whole like world of like luxury and everything, and then also the VIP stuff at hotels and casinos and all that. I was like, they have different entryways and different like suites and places they can stay that we can't. Like that's the crazy.
When I
stuff.
saw the back entrance to the LAX terminals, that was mind blowing.
What?
Celebrities, there's a different way they go.
You went with
Yeah. There's a different like area that you go and you pass through all the other stuff.
You guys are making me feel real poor right
I know, right?
I have pre-check.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck me. I think it's like $60,000 a year, but there's a different entrance and waiting room for
There's a different waiting room.
for like celebs
Yeah.
or like any VIP.
yeah.
And then
You see other celebs and they're waiting too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I was like, dude, that whole world is like, wow, I had no idea.
Right.
Because I thought like buying a first class ticket on a plane is rich, right? And then you go, wait, people own planes?
There's always more and more and more.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like, yeah.
Like, when you look at like Zillow in the wrong era, you're like, wait, that's a runway. This guy's house has a runway?
One of the craziest things I heard, I was at like this fitness entrepreneur like mastermind like event thing, And then one of the guys that he was bringing up, he's from Canada and he works in America, and he's like talking about certain like tax things, or like he's just bringing up certain gripes, and we try to like solve each other's problems.
Yeah.
The main guy in there, he owns a or like the highest level guy in there, he owns a meal prep company, and he sponsors the UFC. Wow. So I won't name who he is, but then you could probably put two and two together.
I think I know
so
who it is.
So he's at that kind of level. Later on, when we have like water cooler talk, you know when the meeting is like done, and you just kind of have side convos.
Yeah.
We were in the side convo area, and I hear him go to that guy, and he goes, "Oh, that's actually an easy thing." He's like, "I can get you U.S. citizenship like literally in 2 days."
What?
And then he was like, "What? How?"
You just need money.
And then he goes, "Well, first you have to just it's pretty easy. There's like this, I guess, rule book of you know what they call like when something happens in the ocean, what is it called? Like international law or whatever?
Oh, maritime?
Maritime law, whatever." He goes, "You book a private flight, no one's on the plane. You get a notary and a whatever. You fly to like U.S. Virgin Islands or something like that because it's a U.S. territory. The person notarizes whatever thing. You get there, and then they'll sign it, and then you'll get a passport literally in like 24, 48 hours.
What?
But you just need 500 G's. So he goes, if you have 500 G's, you can get a passport. You could buy your citizenship." And I was just like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Bart, are you okay?
I was like, dude, people are living in a different world, man.
Yeah, we don't have
agree.
access to that.
My friend was
Fuck, bro. Because they know all these other rules that we're just trying not to jaywalk and shit.
And sometimes we still
that's
do.
why they say top 1%, right? 1%.
They know all these other rules. I'm not even.
Are you guys in the top 1%?
Oh.
Are you guys top?
Me? No.
Us?
Where?
What if they are and they're
Where?
listening to you like, yeah, weird.
Never heard of that at all.
He's telling people.
There's one billionaire who like goes and like parties all the time and does business meetings, international stuff, but he always parties, right? And he's an older dude, but he's like super down to fuck. But every
It's a great personality trait.
Wow.
like according to this situation, like straight tens are always trying to like young, girls are always trying to get pregnant because you're just trying to be with a billionaire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's always down to fuck, so there's like he has a process and like a list of things and like making sure things get tested a certain way and protection a certain way, and then even the after, like because like he can't get people pregnant, but like they all want to just in case.
I'm gonna line up too.
I'm like, can you get me pregnant? Yeah, that's exactly what I asked him.
I'm gonna put some eggs in me too, dog. I'll figure out a way.
It's just a different world when you have a different like money.
Yeah.
he had to do NDA, driver's license, DMV, job resume, everything, background check.
I gotta beg chicks to have sex with me.
Same. Make my own wife. I said, babe, please, I really need this right
I
now.
vacuum the living room and I wipe down the counter.
And I brush my teeth.
Yeah, pretty please.
You said after I do the dishes.
I clean my fingernails. Look.
Have you guys ever had moments like that where you thought you had a lot of money but you don't?
Me,
Let's
yeah.
pick my wife for sex.
Because there's a lot of rich people in Macau, sure.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
this girl that I was friends with that her grandma owns like one of the hotels in Macau, so she gets like
Good
mad
Lord,
money.
imagine what that is.
Yeah, she went like to a luxury store once, but she like wears really normal t-shirt, shorts, those t-shirts probably cost like a lot of money.
could be,
I don't even know, yeah.
Could be made of Martian thread.
Exactly. She goes into a store and then she's like, how much is that bag? And then the lady was like, it's too expensive. And then like she got so pissed off. She like threw the money in the air. It's like, I want all the bags up there. And then the lady's like, oh yeah.
did
And
the
then she
money
started,
throw?
What if that was the strategy? Oh, she's coming in, she's coming in.
right?
You can't afford it.
Yeah.
For real, I was like,
Wow.
that's actually pretty smart of them. They're like, like make them feel
them off,
yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
You can't afford this store's lease.
Oh yeah.
and then it's like I was like so happy that month because I bought a new phone with my money, and I'm like, oh hi.
Baller.
And then this woman is just like throwing her money like, I want everything I'm like, okay.
Just because of a tantrum.
Oh my god. I know. Probably the cost in money that she didn't find is your phone's total.
Exactly, there you go.
Damn.
No, I was like, damn. And even like seeing like my friends that would just order whatever on the menu without even looking like at the price.
Oh,
I
really?
was like, whoa. They wouldn't even finish their food, man. They were like, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. I was like, and this. Yeah, okay. I'm like,
That's
And then they just go, I'm down.
Yeah.
and I would be like, wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And they just go, no! Just knock it off the table. Don't make us look stupid in here.
Can I take it to go?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not looking at the price for food is still that's scary to me.
It's
I
like
could
getting
never.
extra guac in Chipotle. You know? Like I didn't grow up. Like we didn't even grow up with getting extra guac.
Or ordering wines. Have you seen people order wines?
Oh,
that's,
wine's
That's
good.
tacky to ask the price for that. You just do you do like a year? You just ask the year?
Oh, I asked the price. I go straight tacky. I'm like, this is good, but is there a cheaper one that tastes like this? I don't give a fuck.
They add up and then buy the glass or the whole bottle, right?
I don't give a
the
fuck.
price, you know, like
I don't know. Maybe it's just that it doesn't look as close.
I know my
On a
worth.
date,
I
it's
beg
not-
for
that's not
sex.
polite, though.
No,
Me too.
On a first date, you don't be doing that shit.
it's a big penis move if you're Anthony Lee.
That's true. Yeah.
You go to
Please have sex with me. Please have sex with me. Please.
or you go to a place where you're already familiar with the menu.
Oh, In and Out.
oh yeah.
In and out.
No drinks, no drinks.
Take your pick.
Get anything you want,
No shake, no shake.
but no extra large drinks.
Yeah.
Well, what did you think?
Not impressed.
Most people aren't. Most people
What's a better
aren't.
burger that you like?
Burger.
Shake Shack.
Yeah, Shake Shack. Because New York, you get,
Burger. Shake Shack's pretty good.
I like Shake Shack.
See.
Yeah.
Shake Shack's pretty good.
I like,
Even the fries.
I don't know if you've ever had Burger Fi. It's like in
Burger
I
Fi?
think that's a Florida thing. Burger Fi.
Burger
It's actually
Fi.
really good.
Is it smash burger or what kind of burger?
I think it is smash burger. Yeah, it's really good.
Dang.
Like, and then their fries are good. I think the thing with In-N-Out is like their fries are very like plain.
Not good. Yeah.
You gotta get
The price point's good though. It's very.
Yeah, like
We got it.
They're real potatoes.
They need more
It's very.
sauce.
Not great.
It's very affordable burger though.
There's salt there.
It's honestly a nostalgia thing.
Well, we were like, we need salt for this.
Yeah,
I
the
should ask for
potato.
salt.
Yeah. That's always been a thing. I thought I was balling buying things like In and Out throughout high school and college. Yeah.
That is at high school.
I remember the first
$27.
time eating at Denny's with my friends. I thought I was bomb.
Yeah, me too.
At a sit-down place, that's fancy.
With
Fried
no
steak,
adults,
please.
I was like,
And you're
oh,
paying tip.
shit.
And you only ask for water.
Oh, dude, do you remember Carl's Jr.'s for a second had something called the $6 burger? And that was a baller's like symbol. If someone saw you eating that, they're like, dude, that was $6.
That's a deal
That was the
now.
most expensive burger you can get at the time. From fast food.
You're like, I'm working now.
They literally called it the $6 burger as a flex.
Whoa.
Now all burgers are like $19.
I know, right? That's true.
Yeah.
I think the first time I did my nails too, I was like, damn, I'm paying so much for nails. And people do this weekly, like
Yeah.
like
Oh, dude.
every other week.
Yeah.
To be honest, even buying Chinese food, I'm like, I can't believe I'm paying like $20 for fish balls right now. It's like because it's like it's
So cheap,
very
yeah.
cheap food in Macau. Asia.
Well, how much is it in Macau? Like just like
For
off
fish
the-
ball?
When
Yeah,
we
fish
grew
ball.
up, like how much?
A few cents,
A few
US
cents?
dollars, like $10 for fish ball. Ano ba yan? It's if it was like normalized, maybe it would be cheaper. Maybe. That's all I'm thinking.
Damn.
Please let me have sex.
Please, please, please.